Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video, let's take a look at the debacle that SMCI has done. This thing is in a free fall, and there's a lot going on in terms of the dark cloud on this company as it's being charged by the US administration, the system, that they have been caught. They have been caught red-handed shipping chips, the banned chips to China via lot of clever logistics that the co-founder tried to pull off. All right, so in this video, we'll take a look at, is SMCI possibly still a buy? I'll take you over the article. Most importantly, I'll share my opinion here in this video, how to look at SMCI here. Now, like, this thing is definitely has had tough times. It was having tough times back when it was late filing its SEC 10K forms and all. Always has been under the compliance issues, and here we are, another one. Yes, another one. All right, so let's go over some first articles. I'll talk about the price action, but most importantly, I want to share my opinion, because technically things may look one way, but also in some situations, is this overdone? Should you take an opportunity here, or you should just completely get rid of it from your portfolio? We'll get to that in this video. Before going further though, as always, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. So what's going on? Well, the US Attorney's Office for Southern District of New York charged Supermicro's co-founder Wally, a US citizen who serves on the company's board of directors and as a senior vice president of business development. This guy was also back in, I think 2018, when the SMCI ran into the issues of the accounting frauds and all. Don't quote me on the timeline if it was 2018 or some other time, but he was fired or let go. He was out of the company back then, but then he was hired again lately. I don't know. Well, let's build it up, okay? So I'll share my opinion all together at the end of this, like as we go through in this video, not just at the end. But that's the first red flag, that this guy who was part of all the accounting fraud is rehired in the company for some reason, okay? And then we have, this was all in collusion, at least what the district of the US Attorney's Office is charging. They're charging three people here, okay? And a sales manager in Taiwan, and Willie, a contractor who was described by authorities as a fixer, were also charged. Willie Wally, Wally Willie doing their thing, okay? Prosecutors alleged that the trio was involved in a scheme to spend 2.5 billion worth of US made servers to China between 2024 and 2025. The indictment said the three people involved sold the AI technology to pass through a company in Southeast Asia, knowing it would be sent to the US adversary. They allegedly forged documents and staged thousands of dummy servers, replicas of the original servers, for inspection at the Southeast Asian company, while the actual servers were unlawfully forwarded to China. And if you have read somewhere else as well, they were changing the tags using hair dryer and all, putting the false tags and all, serial numbers upon these, the shipments. Now, even though, let's get to another article here. Even though Supermicro, this is on their official website, they say that Supermicro has not been named as the defendant in this indictment, okay? And Wally, the the individuals charged, yeah, the Wally has since, I think since of yesterday or so, has left the company. The company says that right over here. Um, yeah, Wally, Senior Vice President of Business Development and a member of the company's board of director, a sales manager, and Willie, a contractor. Supermicro has placed the two employees on administrative leave and terminated its relationship with the contractor effective immediately. All right. Um, but look, here's the thing. Supermicro, even though it's not in the part of the whole, the indictment, however, an operation of such a large scale, like when a company is bringing back a co-founder that was previously accused and ran the company into accounting fraud, if the Supermicro is bringing that guy again, there's definitely a very close relationship in the board of directors and with this guy. Even though only 3 people are being charged, again, this is just my opinion, okay? Only though just 3 people are being charged, but it is really hard to believe that no one else in the company would know an operation of such a large scale going on, okay? So many servers, like inventory moved around, co-founder definitely talking with the board of directors, the guy brought back again after already previously done the accounting fraud, and then lately previously also SMCI has been so much rigged with all these delay in the filings, then they have been compliance issues and all. Now this type of a dark cloud over and over again, like there is definitely an issue in terms of the can the company be trusted? Okay, can the company be trusted with what they put out there? Okay, their way of doing the business. Here, the company also makes a statement that the conduct by these individuals alleged in the indictment is contravention of the company's policies and compliance controls, including efforts to circumvent applicable export laws and regulations. Now, this is where it starts to get really hard to believe that company is run by people, okay? It's not that company is running itself by itself, okay, and it doesn't know, right? They say that it goes against the company's policy and compliance control. Yeah, it does, and it goes against, what the administration is charging them for. But come on, doesn't anyone else would know about such a big operation inside the company? Like, I think these were just the front faces that got, captured in all these video evidences and all, and what the U.S. administration is bringing this indictment as. Supermicro Statements, another one, says that it maintains a robust compliance program and is committed to full adherence to all applicable U.S. export and re-export control laws and regulations. Now, I mean, if they would have just left it out, it wouldn't have been cringy. This whole statement sounds very cringy. Make it what you want to make out of it. Okay, I'm not here to tell you what you have to believe, but I'm here to share my opinion. And for me, it's just that an operation of such a big scale can't just happen, especially when a co-founder is involved in it and no one at the board knows it, right? It's really hard to believe. Anyways, let it play out how it plays out. We'll see what happens. Personally, I don't have any SMCI position in the stock price. Definitely, I was watching if it would break out above $33, and was the area also that technically that I mentioned to my members, as if it breaks out above this 32, 33, then it can start a technical play. So we were never in this play to begin with. And it has been cracking lower as after this whole news as well. Now, it's getting to a technical level, $17.50. But, however, at this point, sure, at this point, technically, guys, like, yeah, technically, trading is done technically, but there, at least how I do it, but there are times that when, no matter what technicals are telling us, but when there is such a trust issue on the working style of a company over and over again, it's not just one off. This company has been rigged by all the time, so many issues, so many compliance issues. They just, you know, it's the, yeah, you know, the way they run the business is very hard to trust. Okay, it's very hard to go by their words. Now, at this point, in my opinion, no matter where SMCI go, even if it gets to the demand zone, and even if it forms an uptrend structure at the demand zone, it's just a very hard thing to buy at this point. Like, even it's just, you can get behind a company in terms of technical trading as long as company doesn't have such dark clouds hanging on it. There are no issues with their operations. You can trust that the operation level of the company. Now, SMCI is not a big behemoth like Microsoft, Meta, and all. If for any reason, which they would not do it because, well, there's a lot of, their name, the integrity, right? That's the whole problem. Right now, SMCI integrity is just not on the line. I would say shattered. And it's not even, because it's not just one-off. And I don't think it's a mistake, but again, it's just my opinion. Again, who will make a mistake like that? It's an intended operation, okay? Now, yeah, so if, let's take an example. If Meta for some reason was involved in such case, let's say for as an example, Meta is such a big behemoth and they have such a big revenue and so many revenue streams that they will be fine. Okay, they're not going anywhere. SMCI, on the other hand, doesn't have that big brand in terms of their integrity. They don't have a track record as well, right? And at this point, no matter what the technical says, guys, you should stay away from a stock of a company of such type. Now, I just use Meta as a very made up example, just to compare, right? Meta hasn't done anything like that. I'm just comparing apple to apple, not apple to apple, but I'm comparing a situation. If this type of a situation would happen in some of those big corporations, then it's a different thing. And that's the whole point. These type of things happening in those big corporations, Meta, Microsoft, is just unheard of, and it's just not going to happen. There's a reason that those are big behemoths, because they adhere by these policies. That's what has led them, in terms of their integrity, to be at that level that they are at. Okay, SMCI, on the other hand, the brand name is tarnished. Okay, and at this point, no matter what the technicals does, even if it, as I say, get to the, let's say, $17 and it stabilize here, there's no point. Like, you can't get behind a company in there, even the technicals to the upside, if the background is fully shattered, right? That's the whole point. So anyhow, the point is that SMCI, whatever it does, it's not on my list to even look at. This thing, even if it goes tomorrow to $100, I'm still not going to look at this company, and it's not going to $100. I have kicked out this stock from my list, never looking back at it. Not to say that we didn't make money on this thing. We traded this thing short as well, bullish trades as well here. I even gave to my members all these trades, and we made a lot of money. And here we were just not We were not in the play. We were waiting for a breakout if that happened. I know many people, many traders are interested in and has been interested in SMCI. Okay, but unfortunately, guys, you gotta look somewhere else. Okay, just my opinion though. All right, that's all I had in this video. From the technicals perspective, I really don't want to talk anything about that much, because as you already know where I stand with this thing. Even if it goes parabolic tomorrow, I'm still not gonna get in this company unless something comes up that this was all made up, right? Like made up in a way that this is all false allegations. Then there's something else. But likelihood of that happening is rare. Okay, when you are charged by the U.S. Attorney Office with some pictures as well, photographs, right? This article doesn't show the pictures of hair dryer and all, but there are pictures that there are hair dryers and all, people doing that thing. When attorney's office charges them with something, they already have all the evidence. They're just not gonna go and charge with no evidence, right? So yeah, that's where SMCI is, guys. All right, that's all I had for you in this video. And with that, please hit the like and subscribe if you found it helpful and valuable, and we'll see you in the next videos. Take care. Bye.